we've spoken about this team earlier, but this is one of the Nuggets we've discussed. But now it's time to talk a little bit more about the Milwaukee Bucks. What is going on? Like, what is happening here? You celebrate the Warriors. They lose Steph Curry. They lose Andrew Wiggins. They still win games. The Bucks, they're without Chris Middleton, but they've got their guys. They've got a top 3 player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You can't put him outside the top 3. They've got Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard, 1 for 12. 0 for 6 from 3, minus 27 last night.
There is no chemistry between them. There's none. There's no chemistry between the two best players.
So I fooled myself into thinking that last year was a bit of a sort of anomaly for the Milwaukee Bucks. Do you remember Dame saying that there wasn't much to do in Milwaukee, and he went through some off-court issues in his family life, and they had the coaching change early in the season, which is a little weird. And I said to myself, all of those things, all of that dust has settled. That year 2 will be a different experience for Dame in Milwaukee. So far, it's worse than it was last year. This team, last night, you were at the game. They had, so let's say an NBA basketball game is around 100 possessions, right? Let's just call it 100 possessions, okay? They had 20 assists. So think about that. 20 assists. Only 20 times did a player pass the ball to another player for a basket. That's a really low number. They have 22.3 assists per game. That's 25th in the league. 25th. So there's only 5 teams that have less assists per game than them. It's a mess. And
how is a Damian when they made that deal, we all sat back and said, a Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo pick and roll is like Super Saiyan, Stockton and Malone. Like, this is unstoppable. What are you going to do? You have no good choice. They don't even run it. Like, this isn't even like part of what they do. It's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy. Watch the way they function. And they just don't, they have no chemistry. None.
So you're at the game. You're in you sit close. Tell me what you feel from this team.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying to you with to start the show. It's just 5 guys that are out there. It's Giannis and 4 guys. And obviously, look, fair is fair. I saw the worst Damian Lillard performance this morning, right? Like, I mean, it got to the point where when I was scrolling through my Instagram this morning, he made there's like an Instagram that puts it's like the Chinese song in the background, and then they put up their stats. Like, the player's going to have to go play in China.
Oh, no. They did that to Dame?
Yeah. They did it to Dame this morning.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, I saw the worst of the worst. But, like, you watch teams and the way they communicate with each other, and the way they huddle with each other, and the way they interact with their coach and everything else. Oh, there's nothing. I mean, it's lifeless. There's no togetherness. It's just guy pointing here, guy pointing there, and taking the ball out of the basket with their heads down. I'm telling you, I texted you guys last night. It is bad vibes, man. Bad vibes.
They lost to the Nets and the Bulls.
I know. I watched the Grizzlies.
The Nets.
I watched both of them.
The Nets and the Bulls.
And let me tell you this. The way those teams interacted with each other, infinitely better than the way the Bucks did. Now, again, they were winning. But even when they were losing, those guys were still, like, talking, communicating, right, with each other, right? You could tell that they were trying to get on the same page. And then they ended up doing it. Both those guys. Both those teams. And by the way, that Schroeder-Cam Thomas backcourt is cooking.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Memphis. They've been cooking,
Schroeder
man.
had 33 last night. Yeah.
They almost had a couple of really good ones this week. I mean, they took, they should have won that Denver game. Then they came to Memphis and on the second night of a back-to-back, busted their ass.
I'm like 2 weeks away from.
You got to watch out.
I'm 2 weeks away from celebrating Ben Simmons. Just give me 2 weeks.
No,
give me 2 more weeks.
The
give
Nets
me 2 more weeks.
The Nets are that, like, they're one of those teams because they've got enough of those guys that like really do give a shit. They're one of those teams that everybody is going to like just be like, oh shit, we're playing the Nets. And they're going to like catch teams, especially early in the season.
They already have.
Just because you look up and you're like, damn, man, Dennis Schroeder's got 30?
How'd that happen?
Like, he's going to try. Like, a lot of these teams, a lot of the tanking teams, it doesn't happen until later in the season, but they're just lifeless too. But what was crazy is this is a team that like we think of as a possible title contender with the Bucks simply because of their best player, and they were just a lifeless mess, truly lifeless mess.
So we're obligated as NBA podcasters to have the conversation. What about a Giannis trade?
Not yet.
If this season goes the way it's going.
Not yet.
If it goes the way it's going.
No, you try to exhaust everything you can. Like, again, I think, this is my opinion, the much more likely scenario, everybody's talking about Giannis. Oh, Giannis is going to have to get out of there. Giannis is going to get out of there, right? He signed the extension there. He wants to be there as long as they can build around him. You just waved the white flag on the Dame thing. This wasn't the match. The guy never wanted to be here. And let's go ahead and get max value that we can. What is the
market for Dame Lillard?
I mean, would you?
Who wants Dame Lillard right now?
Wouldn't you revisit the Miami thing and try to get Butler? Again, you're always in win now mode when you've got one of these players. You know what I mean?
It is. I mean, we said it earlier this week, but it is interesting just the parallel between the Nuggets and the Bucks. You know, two teams that have recently won championships that doubled down on that core, and now that core is turning on them.
Yeah, I mean, you try to find somebody out there that really wants Lillard and thinks they could take them to. They need it. They think they can take them to the next level, and the easiest one to go at is hopefully you can catch a frustrated Miami Heat and just say, all right, bro, you always wanted to be there anyway. Let's see if we can actually get real value from them now. And then you try to build out around Giannis a different way.
I don't know.
Right? I mean, you try to build around you. Look, dude, you exhaust everything you can.
Defense.
Everybody's going to be, everybody's always going to say, trade Giannis, trade Giannis, trade Giannis, right? Like, I think you exhaust everything before you do. And you try to you give it one more crack, and obviously you get the next one wrong. Now you got 3 strikes, right? Because you moved Drew Holiday, you tried Dame Lillard, and now whatever you try next.
There's a part of Drew Holiday that enjoys this. There has to be,
like all of Drew Holiday, 100%. Oh, 100%.
There has to be a part of Drew Holiday. It's like, yeah, when I was there, we won a championship, and then you guys traded me for Dame Lillard, and now look at you. Oh, by the way, I also won a championship last year, just so you know.
Right.
Love that for Drew Holiday. All right, so we did teams.
By the way, go even look. If you go to like ESPN.com, whatever, they got the headshot for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at Lillard's. He wouldn't even fake a smile on media day. And it's not it's the worst kind. People are going to think I'm crazy here. It's the worst kind because there's I'm making a serious face to show that I'm about business. There's the typical smile for the camera, like most people do.
I'm looking it up now.
And he gives it this, like, meh half smile.
Just apathy.
Just
apathy.
His picture tells you, I hate this. I'm cold. I have no buddies here. No, I'm a hero to nobody.
This
sucks.
It's bad. I'm looking at it right now.
You.
He's trying to smile. His face won't even let him smile.
No, he can't do it.
His face won't let him smile.
It won't let him. Oh, God. It's a tough one.
And also, in last year, it was like, there's nothing to do in Milwaukee. It's like, bro, you were in Portland. Like, you got to make the most of it. You're making $50 million a year.
He had family and friends there, at least.
I guess.
Andy was God.
Oh, my God. He had 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists last night. He's a minus 29. That's why he's not smiling. He's really not smiling. If you're listening to this podcast, push pause and look up Dame Lillard on ESPN.com.
I told you.
His face, he's got the
It's
strangest face.
It's the most I don't want to
He
do
hates
this. I
it.
don't. Yeah. And that's the picture that everyone's, that's the picture everybody's going to see all year. That's why Jimmy Butler,
That's the best one. They took 50 of these. That's the best one.
They're like, smile, Dame.
No.
No. All right.
No.
Yeah.
God.
It's tough.